Good people, what's going on? Today you guys are watching Connecting the Dots. To my left I have
Kymmy Cocoa, what's up, y'all?
what's going on, and my name is Caleb Smith, and today we have some very cool topics. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be covering the Cali Cash Bail, second Kasim Reed and his whole investigation, which is crazy. Andrew Gillum as well. His is another crazy situation that we can't wait to talk about. Colin Kaepernick, and when it comes with sports, everything that's going on with his collusion case and all that, which is something that's extremely interesting, especially everything that he's doing for us right now. And last but not least, the honorable mentions. So right now, we're just going to jump right into it. So first off, let's go into the Cali Cash Bail. So what's up with that, Kim?
So California eliminated its cash bail system. For those of you that don't know, we talked about how Atlanta was eliminating it as a city. But California as a state wants to eliminate the cash bail system. So, if you get arrested, you kind of are held hostage until someone comes and bails you out.
Yep.
And that disproportionately affects minorities and poor people, because if you don't have the money to get out, you don't have the money or the time to go and work on your case, find a lawyer, do whatever you need to do to get yourself out of the situation. So what usually ends up happening is wealthy people get out immediately. And the poor people end up having to sit and sit and sit and sit. In the case of rest in peace Sandra Bland, we saw a situation where she had a very low bail, but for whatever reason, they weren't able to get her out right away.
I forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah. And
true.
To be honest with you, I tell my daughter all the time, you go out there and do something stupid, you're going to be in jail because I don't have the money to get you out. And that's just something that you hear all the time in a household, that has teenage or, young adult children. So California is getting rid of their cash bail system. It's supposed to start late next year, early 2020. And so, just like everything else, everyone has an issue with it. Because that's going to eliminate a whole industry, the bail bond industry. And no matter what city you live in, major metropolitan area, when you look around near the city jail, what do you see? Bail bond, here.
It's a system.
So the system, that would eliminate that system. I don't think completely, but whatever. So go ahead. What'd you find out?
Oh, yeah. So, speaking on the same sentiment as well, Kim, the ACLU's Natasha Minsker told NPR, "We are concerned that the system that's being put into place by this bill is way too heavily weighted towards detention and does not have sufficient safeguards to ensure that racial justice is provided in the new system."
So what it would do is give more power to judges to make a decision on whether or not you are a risk.
Which is very risky.
Because then you run into another problem with racist judges.
There you go. Yep.
So, it's tough because then it's going to just switch from one situation to the other. But at least in the situation where there are judges are appointed. So you have more control over the situation than you really think. So, I think it's a good idea. New Jersey did this, and it's been a year. One of the major concerns that they had, the opponents of this idea had, is that they thought that it would make a crime wave. So you did something bad, you go to jail, you're going to come out, you're going to do more bad things. But if you get bailed out, or if you do your time, you still could get out and do bad things. But in New Jersey, they didn't see any spike in crime. So, and it has definitely reduced the populations in the jails in New Jersey.
That's really good.
So, if you're just going to use them as an example, it's been a year since New Jersey has passed this legislation, and they're doing all right. So, California, y'all need to chill.
Because Kim, just like what you said, you're hitting on all the right spots, because it says right here, the state's current bail system allows judges to assess cash bail for a defendant's pretrial release at a set amount based on a bail schedule, quote unquote, that varies from county to county, actually. And the new law, which goes into effect in October 2019, would do away with the cash system.
So they're going to say the judges would say each person, depending on your individual circumstances, if you're a flight risk, what was the crime you committed, blah, 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 then they'll determine on a scale what your crime is. And that, to me, that sounds good. That's fair. If the judges are supposed to be being fair, but you never know.
Supposed to be. That's the key word.
But California, I think, as a whole, is a lot more progressive, right? They have people that think logically and fairly. So I don't think we'll have a problem with that in New Jersey or in California. And they're also one of the states at the forefront of the weed.
Cali has always been extremely progressive, when it comes to social rights movements, if it's LGBTQIA movements, Black Power movements, with the Panthers started in Cali.
Right.
Like all
Cali
that stuff.
is a mood. Cali
it really
like
is. It really is. It really
Cali
is.
is just do whatever you want, whatever you into. We got a spot for you.
Yeah. But I would
like
say
New
though,
York,
like
too.
my main fear is probably everything being extremely systematic, because although, everything is like laid back and cool vibes, we still had LAPD, Rodney King, Watts Riot. So, I mean, it was still like that balance. But I think people have like this misconception, if it's not in the South, then it's not extreme racism. But, I mean, Cali, it's had its fair share. So,
that's
still there.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that they do it.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I think that it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Jay Black, you're not saying much about it, and this was your idea.
Chilling, man.
I thought it was an interesting topic. I was trying to set up these cameras. I did think it was. I think it's interesting because they always talking about the jails being filled up. There's no room in jails. Like, so why are we, charging people with these petty crimes, or holding these people for these petty crimes?
Yeah.
So I think it's a good move.
Yeah, because what's the kid's name in New York? Jay-Z, he did a whole documentary on Khalif Browder, I think. Yeah, and his whole case, it was just similar to the same thing. Somebody who couldn't afford to get bailed out, and he was falsely accused, and then he ended up committing suicide from all the atrocities that he went through in prison.
So another group of people that are against this are saying that the whole criminal justice system needs to be overhauled, and not just this. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a river or whatever. But I mean, you have to start somewhere and then work your way out. I mean, you could go to jail, because if it's up to the police at the point of your arrest, it's up to the cop.
Yeah.
Whether you're going to go to jail or not.
Yeah.
What their mind, whatever's going on in their mind, it's at their discretion.
Yeah.
So now you hemmed up. You could just be totally innocent, but because the cop just thinks that you're this person, how many times have you seen that happen?
Yeah.
And now you're in jail. You're held hostage.
Yeah.
It's not like the cop's gonna be like, man, you know what? I was tripping. Let me go let them out.
Yeah,
no, you have once you're in there,
that's it.
you have to get through the system.
Yeah.
I know it's Labor Day. Is it Labor Day?
Almost tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get the weekends mixed up. I'll
Labor
be like,
Day,
everything is Memorial Day.
Yeah,
Okay, every week, every time it's a 3-day weekend, it's
Yeah.
Memorial Day to me. So,
Yeah.
So this weekend, I seen a meme going around on Instagram, and it's like, if you get arrested, remember on Tuesday, and that's true. Like, you're gonna be in jail until Tuesday because the judges are off.
That's trash.
And that's all because this one cop thought. And at 10 o'clock in the night, he probably thought, yo, I know you did this. At 11 p.m., if he changes his mind and he's at home, like, yo, I probably shouldn't arrest that person. It's too late.
It's too late.
Basically, like, shoot, if the cop coming to work in a bad mood,
He just like, I'm locking everybody up today. You just hemmed up in the system until your people get together and get you out, or you wait the time that it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. Let's just reform the whole system and be real about it and deal with it. So when it comes around, Cali, make the right decision. The only people that are advocating for this are the bail bondsmen, and they have to come up with millions of billions or whatever of dollars in order to fight this. Because
I mean, like I was saying, Cali is super progressive, even like minimum wage. Like, they always,
Oh yeah,
they're at the forefront of everything.
Yeah.
They are. So I feel like once they make it, even with weed, y'all talking about weed, like once they make the move, it's gonna trickle down across the United States.
All right. Well, shout out to Cali. Shout out to and then too, Cali. Most of their arrests probably were for weed, and that's legal now, and they're making money off of it, so they probably ain't even tripping. Like whatever. Now that we can't get the money off the weed, let the people out.
What's next? I think that people's biggest concern is just leaving this up to a judge, because it's like if he's an elderly white man, and let's say it's like somebody.
I know people that watch this show think old white people.
No. Hey, we just being real. We just being real.
Are all like
No. Of course not. But
some of them are.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of times where it's been that way. Because I think somebody said removing the cash option and leaving it to a judge's interpretation of what an algorithm spits out about a defendant seems as if we are jumping out of the frying pan and into a burning fire. So we'll see what happens from that. But it's very interesting.